Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third game of the first annual Guyandotte Wooden Bag Classic here at Man Memorial Man High Field, Tootie Carter Field, home of the Man High Hillbillies. Our third place game will be against the home team on the board, Tug Valley Panthers, taking on the away team on the scoreboard, the Westside Renegades. This is for third place, and the winner will will win third place, and the loser will move on. We'll move on to the. Winner will win third place. Loser will get fourth place, and our championship game is right after that. We're still sorting things out. I had
Leading
a
off for
late
the
start.
Westside Renegades, number 22, Kevin Mitchell.
Kevin Mitchell is, is the leadoff man for Westside, and Connor Lackey's first pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. Lackey's pitch swung on and missed. Strike two. Lackey with the 0-2 pitch and foul tip back. Coming up next, our championship game between Man and Sherman. And that pitch is fouled off. 0-2 count still remains for the leadoff man for Westside, Kevin Mitchell. Here comes the pitch. And that pitch is in there. Strike three. So Mitchell sat down on strikes. And now coming up to bat for the Renegades is
The plate for the Renegades, number
15,
15,
out
Alex
Bunty.
Bunty.
And the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that is low, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that's going to be a hit by Brunny. Scooped up by Hall, throws over to first, and it gets away from the first baseman, Flutie. And that'll be an error throw. And Westside is on the
Now batting for Westside, number 7,
is on the base
Hagan
path.
Vance.
Now stepping to the plate for the Renegades is number 7, Caden Vance. As Lackey's pitch is missed for ball one. Lackey throws back over to first, and the runner's in there safe. Lackey 2 pitch, and that misses. Ball two. And that pitch from Lackey is hit fouled out of play by Vance. Count goes 2-1. Lackey's pitch is outside, ball 2. Lackey looking for his pitch. Lackey throws it back over to first, and they got him. Brunny didn't slide in, and he is out for out number 2. And that erases a base runner. To me, that's a mental error. So now Lackey is pitching, has a 3-1 count to Caden Vance. Lackey to pitch. And that pitch is inside, ball 4. So Westside gets a runner back on the base path.
For the Renegades, number 24, Zach Short.
And now batting for the Renegades is Zach Short as that first pitch is swung on and missed. And they call a strike, and it hits the runner. He stole second. And here comes the pitch from Lackey. Got him looking, but he swung on, and the ball's away, and the runner heads to third. So an error throw by Tug Valley. Couldn't complete the strikeout. And Tug Valley has runners at the corners. As again, now it should be good.
The West Side, number 23, Aiden Morgan.
And that pitch goes foul off for strike 1. Again, I'm still writing down the names. We have a late start. We're getting everything ready, trying to get everything go smooth. And here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that misses outside, ball 1. That pitch is fouled off. 1-2 is the count for Lackey. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that will end the threat for Westside. Westside leads runners at the corners. So we're going to step aside and be right back as Tug Valley will come up to bat as you're watching the consolation game for the Guyandotte Classic here on YouTube. All right, we're back as the wind is starting to pick up. Here, leading off for the Panthers is number 21, Connor Gilman. And here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that pitch is in there for strike one. Here comes the pitch. And swung on and miss. Strike two. Here comes the pitch from Charlie Hawks. And it misses. Hawks to pitch. And that ball's hit up, popped up. Brunty underneath. And he makes the catch for out number one. Now batting for the
Now batting for the Panthers, number
Panthers,
44,
number 44, Zach
Zachary
Hall.
Hall.
And that pitch is in there for strike one. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. That's outside, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Hawks gets this sign. Here comes the pitch, and that's hit, and that's going to go foul. Just a little bit more and it had stayed fair, and that could have been extra bases for Hall. The first annual Guyandotte Classic so far has been a success with the Woodback Classic. And here comes the pitch. And it's low into the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Count goes 2-2. Hawks to pitch. And he misses outside. Ball three, full count now for Zach Hall. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that is chopped foul into the bullpen of the home team. Count remains 3-2. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And misses. Ball four. And now coming up the back for Tug Valley's number 9, Connor Lackey. Lackey swung on and missed. Strike one. Hawks to pitch. Lackey foul tipped it. And it makes it strike two, 0-2 count for Hawks. For Lackey. Hawks pitch is outside for ball one. 1-2 count for the Panthers. Hawks goes back over to first, and Hall's in there safe. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's low into the dirt. Hall's taking off to second, and he is in there safe. So Westside has a runner. Tug Valley has a runner at second. It's hard to tell Tug and Westside apart. They're both black and silver. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's outside. Ball three. Full count for Connor Lackey. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and it's fouled off. Count remains 3-2. With only one out, Hawks is sitting at 18 pitches. Here comes the pitch. And swung and a miss. Strike three. That's out number two. Is now coming up to the plate is Elijah Flutie. Hawks do pitch. And that's low in the dirt. Good block by the catcher. Ball one. Hawks look back at second. Here comes the pitch. And the ball gets away. And Zach Hall advances to third off of a wild pitch or a pass ball. And that will make the count 1-1. So a base hit here for Flutie can bring in Zach Hall from third. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And swung on a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher. Count goes 1-2 for Flutie. Who, if I do remember, Flutie, I think he's the starting quarterback for the Tug Valley Panthers. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that misses. Ball two. Hawks sitting at 23 pitches for this inning. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that misses outside. Ball three. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. Swung on a miss. Strike three for Flutie, and that ends the threat. Tug leaves a runner at third. We're heading into the top of the second as we're still scoreless between the Panthers and the Renegades. We'll be right back as you're watching the third place game of the Guyandotte Classic live on YouTube. All right, we're back here in the top of the second. Still scoreless between the Panthers and the Renegades. Up to bat for the Renegades is number 11, Charlie Hawks, the pitcher. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and that pitch misses outside, ball one. And that pitch misses inside, ball two, 2-1 count for Hawks. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Count goes 2-2. Charlie Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And swung on and missed. Strike three. Out number one is now up the bat for the Renegades. This is number 21, Sawyer Kinney.
Now to play for Westside, number 21, Sawyer Kinney.
And that pitch misses, ball one. Lackey to pitch. And that pitch is high, ball two. 2-0 count. And that pitch is in there, strike one. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that pitch is in there. Strike two. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And it's foul tipped off. Count remains 2-2 for Sawyer Kinney. Lackey, two pitch. And swung on a miss. Got to complete the throwdown. And they do for out number two. And now that'll bring up for the Renegades, number two, Hayden Miller.
Now to play for Westside, number 2, Hayden Miller.
Lackey pitches, and that ball goes out. Foul play. Count goes 0-1. And again, we want to thank our sponsor for the broadcast is Ace of Fades. Again, I would have a picture to show up there, but the picture is not working right now. I can't get it up, so maybe next time. As that pitch is high, and they call strike. Count goes 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that is in there. Strike three. And that will end the top half of the second inning. We're going into the bottom. Doug Valley will come up to bat, and we'll be right back. Back as the first pitch swung by Doug Valley, number 19, Connor Gilman, the catcher. And he's on with a single. Now stepping up
Now
to
batting for
bat
Tug Valley,
for
number
Tug
7,
Valley,
Dakota Uten.
number 7, Dakota Uten. As that pitch is missed outside, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and Gilman's taking off. And Gilman takes off the second. He's in there safe. So 2 balls, no strikes. And Tug's got a runner in scoring position. And that pitch from Hawks misses. Pitch misses for Gilman. Count goes 2-1. Hawks 2 pitch, and it's high. Ball 3. 3-1 count for Dakota Uten. I would be more excited, but it's cold right now, so I'm just going to just take my time and try to stay warm as much as possible. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and it's outside, but they called strike. Looked a little bit outside, but they called strike. 2, full count now. Hawks looks back at second. No outs. Runner on second. Here comes the pitch. Swung on high. Missed for Dakota Uten. Strike 3. And now batting for the Panthers is number 23, Austin Smith. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And swung on. Gets off of the catcher's face. And Gilman will take over at third as he stole from second to third. So now a runner is 90 feet away from the plate for Tug Valley. Can Smith bring him in, who pitched a really good game in the first game until he gave up the 2 runs and then he got relieved for Dakota Uten. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside, ball 1. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's inside. They called strike. A 1-2 count for Smith. A base hit here can bring home Gilman from third. Here comes the pitch from Westside's Hawk, and that is a foul tip out of play. Count remains 1-2. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and swung on a miss. Ball's into the dirt. Got to complete the throw, and he's out. So out number 2. As now stepping up to the plate for Doug Valley is number 4, Gavin Fitzpatrick. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's in there, strike 1.
At the plate for Tug Valley, number 4, Gavin Fitzpatrick.
And here comes the pitch. It is missed for ball 1, a 1-1 count for Fitzpatrick. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that swung from Fitzpatrick is fouled back. Count goes 1-2. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and it's outside. Count goes 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that pitch just popped up. Will it stay in play? And it will not. Count remains 2-2. Hawks gets his sign. Here comes the pitch, and that misses ball three. Count goes full for Gavin Fitzpatrick. Again, a base hit here can drive in the leading run for Tug Valley. Here comes the pitch, and that ball is popped up foul. Count remains full. Hawks to pitch, and that ball is hit high, and it's going to get tracked down by the center fielder for out number 3. What a catch. And that's it. And he caught that for out number 3, so the runner's stranded at third. We're going to go into the top of the third. Still scoreless between the Panthers and Renegades. We'll be right back as you're watching the Guyandotte Woodback Classic live on YouTube. we're back. Here in the top of the third, Chandler Klein's coming up the bat for the Renegades. As Lackey pitch misses outside, count goes 1-0. Lackey's pitch is low, and they call strike one. Here comes the pitch from Lackey as Klein hits a slow roller back to the pitcher, throws over to first, out for number one. As now we have a
Back to play from Westside, number 22, Kevin Mitchell.
now batting for the Renegades is number 22, Kevin Mitchell. Lackey's pitch and misses. Ball one. Again, this is game three of the Guyandotte Classic here at William Tootie Carter Field. And that pitch from Lackey is in there, strike one. First game, the Man Hillbillies win it over the Westside Renegades 3-1. And then the Sherman Tide wins game two against the Tug Valley Panthers 6-0. And with that, that's why we're here at the third place game between Westside and Tug, as that pitch was missed for ball two. 2-1 count to Kevin Mitchell. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and that is inside, misses, ball three. And in the championship game, right after this, probably I'd say about 50 minutes right after this, or an hour. 7 o'clock is the first pitch. It will be between Sherman and Man, as that pitch misses for ball four.
Coming to the plate for the Renegades, number 15, Alex Brunty.
So Kevin Mitchell's on with a walk. And now batting for the Renegades is Alex Brunty. Lackey to pitch. Mitchell's taking off. He's going over to second. He's in there safe. Lackey to pitch. And that misses. Ball two. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And that is going to be a base hit right in front of the left fielder. Ball gets away. Mitchell's coming around. He's heading to the plate. And there's not a play. They're going to throw it over to second, and there's not a play there. So an RBI double for Alex Brunty scores the run for Westside, and they lead 1-0.
Now the play for Westside, number 7, Caden Vance.
Now batting for the Renegades is number 7, Caden Vance. Brunty calls time, and he gets back on the bag. Lackey pitches, and it misses. Ball one. Westside has a 1-0 lead on Tug Valley here in the top of the third off of an RBI double from Alex Brunty that drove in Kevin Mitchell from second. And that pitch from Lackey is in there. Strike one. Again, we want to thank the Man High coaching staff, Mike Crosby, Jack Daniels, and company for allowing me to come down here to stream the first annual Guyandotte Classic, making this a special event happening from here on out. As that pitch swung on a miss, gets away from the catcher, and Brunty steals to third. Count goes 1-2, and Westside's got a runner 90 feet away from the plate. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and it misses. Ball two. This is the third place game for the Guyandotte consolation prize. Here comes the pitch, and Vance thought about swinging. He didn't. And the count goes full, 3-2. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And it's in there. Strike three. Could not believe that. He thought it was low and away. But that's out number
For
two.
the Renegades, number 24, Zach Short.
I'll bring up the first baseman, Zach Short, for the Renegades. Lackey to pitch. And that's going to get hit right to the second baseman. Scoops it up, throws over to first Flutie, and gets away from Flutie. An error throw, and that's going to score another run for the Renegades. And we're going to get thought we were going to get a courtesy runner as the calls time, but nope. And we're going to get a time called by the Tuck Valley coach. He's bringing in his infield. So batting for Westside is number 23, Aiden Morgan. So while he's up there and Tuck Valley talks it over, I'm going to step aside. We'll be right back. We're back after that break, and Lackey pitch hits Morgan, and Morgan is going to advance to first free off of a hit by pitch. And now we're going to get a courtesy runner
Westside, number 11,
coming in for
Charlie Hawks.
for Westside. That will be number 4. Again, I don't have his name. He's coming in to run for Aiden Morgan, the catcher. And now up to bat for the Renegades is number 11, Charlie Hawks. Hawks getting his practice swings in. Lackey steps on the mound. And there comes the pitch from Lackey. And that pitch is hit high to right fit to second to the shortstop, and he caught it for out number three from Fitzpatrick. So we'll step aside. Let's Excuse me, that was Zach Hall that makes the catch. So with that out, we're going to go into the bottom of the third. We'll be right back as you're watching the Guyandotte Classic Consolation Game live on YouTube. All right, we're back here to start the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Panthers in this inning is number one, Braden Dotson, and he hits it right past the pitcher, scooped up by the shortstop, throws over to first, and he is out. So he took a 1-0 pitch, hit it right back to the shortstop from Brunty, throws over to first, and it's in time for out number one. And now that'll bring up for the Panthers number 21, Connor Gilman.
Now to play for the Panthers, number 21, Connor Gilman.
Here comes the pitch, and that is foul tipped out of play. Oh, 1 count for Gilman, the leadoff man, and he takes that pitch inside for ball one. And here comes the pitch, and that misses outside. Ball two, 2-1 count. Again, I'm kind of a little bit low. It's cold, and my nose is getting a little runny. So we're trying to get everything set as that pitch from Hawks is foul tipped by Gilman for strike two. 2-2 count for Connor Gilman, the center fielder for this contest. And here comes the pitch from Hawks. And Gilman foul tips it back over the press box. Count remains 2-2. Again, right after this game, you have the Man High Hillbillies taking on the Sherman Tide, rematch of the sectional championship last year. And Gilman swung on a miss, strike three, and that is out number two. As that'll bring up to the plate, number 44, Zach Hall.
Now batting for the Tug Valley Panthers, number 44, Zachary Hall.
Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's outside. Ball one. 1-0 count. Hawks to pitch, and that's in there. Strike one. Oh, no, they actually called it ball two. I thought he yelled strike. So 2-0 pitch from Hawks, and that's in there. Strike one. Here comes the pitch, and that's inside. Ball three. Almost hit Hall. He had to move out of the way. 2 outs. A 3-1 count in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch, and that's a hit down to third base. Scooped up by the third baseman, and throws over, and the ball gets away from the first baseman short, and that'll be an error as Tug Valley's now on the base path with number 9, Connor Lackey, coming up.
Now to play for Tug Valley, number 9, Connor Lackey.
Hawks is at 55 pitches for the Panthers, and for the Renegades, and the Panthers got a runner on first. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that pitch misses. Ball one. Hawks to throw. Lackey hits it down third base, then a foul ball down third base. Count goes 1-1 for Connor Lackey, the pitcher for today's contest, or for this game, as he wasn't the starting pitcher in game one. That was Austin Smith. That was the starting pitcher. Connor Lackey dubbed the starting pitcher in this one. Here comes the pitch, and it gets away as Zach Hall's taken off to second. He's in there without a throw. Count goes 2-1 for Connor Lackey. A base hit here for Lackey can bring in Zach Hall. Here comes the pitch. And swung on a miss. Strike two. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, from the Hawks. Lackey hits it. Scooped up to the third baseman. Throws over to first. And it's in time for out number 3. As we are going to go into the top of the fourth. Westside leads 2-0 over Tug. We'll be right back for the first annual Guyandotte Classic at Memorial at Tootie Carter Field here at Man High. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Leading off this inning for the Renegades is number 21, Sawyer Keeney, the center fielder. As Connor Lackey still on the mound for the Panthers.
Number 21, Sawyer Kinney.
As you can see, the sun beaming awkward from the left side and it being dark on the right side. We're not supposed to have rain. It's supposed to move away. We're supposed to have a good day for a baseball tournament, and that pitch is high, and they called strike. Count goes 0-1 for Sawyer Kinney. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and it misses. Ball one. Lackey to pitch, and Kinney sends that foul out of play. Count goes 1-2. And here comes the pitch, and it's low. Ball two. And that pitch misses. Ball three. Here comes the pitch. And that is foul tip out into the dugout. Count remains 3-2. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And swung on a miss. Strike three from Sawyer Kinney. And that'll bring up the bat for the Renegades. Number 7. Or, can't see the number, actually. Yeah, number 7, Caden Vance.
Playing for Westside, number 7, Caden Vance.
Here comes the pitch from Lackey. No, number 2. That's actually number 2, Hayden Miller, excuse me. So Hayden Miller's up to the bat. I couldn't tell his number. His number looked like a 7. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And it is low into the dirt. Ball 1. Here comes the pitch from Lackey. And it misses. Ball 2. 2-2 count for Hayden Miller. Here comes the pitch. And that is hit foul out of play into the Little League field. Count goes 2-2. Again, I will be on the call for with Bill Lusk for baseball season, and I'll be much better than this. This is just get the jitters out. It's really cold. Just trying not to really mess anything up. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and that's hit grounder to third baseman. Throws over to Flutie, and he gets away from him. So Hayden Miller gets on with an error throw. And now that'll bring up to the plate.
For Westside, number 35,
For Westside,
Chandler Klein.
number 35, Chandler Klein. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and that's in there. Strike one. As the sun is starting to come through the clouds and make it bright. Here at Man. Lackey throws over to first, and Miller's in there safe. Lackey throws back over, and he wants to keep the speedy Hayden Miller in at check. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and it misses. Ball one. Again, thank you to the Man public for allowing me to do these games all season. As here comes the pitch, just takes it off, and it's going to get caught by. Oh no, it's off of Flutie, and Lackey's going to step on the first as he picks it up. Flutie just mistimed the catch, but Lackey was able to get there in time to step on the bag, and that is out number two.
Westside, number 22, Kevin Mitchell.
And I'll bring up Kevin Mitchell back to the plate for the Renegades. As Kevin Mitchell has his first attempt of this inning. Lackey looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And that misses. Ball one. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and it's outside. Ball two. Here comes the pitch from Lackey, and that is fouled out of play for strike one, 2-1 count for Kevin Mitchell, their leadoff man. And that is popped up into right field, or left field, and that is out number three. The left fielder couldn't see who made that catch for the left fielder. I think that's, number 7, Dakota Uten. With that, Westside strands a runner on second. We're going into the bottom of the fourth. Westside still leads 2-0 over Tug Valley. We'll step aside as you're watching the first annual Guyandotte Classic, Woodback Classic, live on YouTube. And we're back as Charlie Hawks pitch misses for ball one. Leading off this inning for the Panthers is number 25, Elijah Flutie. Here comes the pitch. And that misses ball two. And that pitch is in there. Strike two, strike one. Charlie Hawks is in the pitch for the Renegades. He's thrown 63 pitches. Had himself a pretty good game. He's got a shutout going against Tug as that pitch is outside, ball three. Flutie calls time, and now he's back in the batter's box, facing a 3-1 count from Charlie Hawks. Here comes the pitch, and that's low, ball four. And Flutie will take his base. And that'll bring up for the Panthers number 19, Julian Vance, who uh, I missaid his name. It's Julian Vance.
Valley, number 19, Julian Vance.
So Vance comes in as he had a single his last outing, and he was the only base runner in the inning for Tug Valley. So now let's see if he can try to bring in another run as he's got Flutie on at first. So if Flutie can steal second, then Tug Valley's got a runner in scoring position as that pitch is high, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and it misses, ball two. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that is foul tipped out of play. Count goes 2-1. Again, Miller Sports Broadcasting is an independent like hobby business. It's not an actual business. We do take pay. Sometimes we do ask for pay, but most of the times we do it for free due to the kindness of our heart. And that pitch is missed for Gilman, or excuse me, for Vance, 3-1. But we're trying to expand. We're trying to upgrade everything. We have a good setup with our camera. We have a good quality, honestly, in voice. So we're trying to add on as that pitch misses. Strike two, full count now for Julian Vance. And we're trying to upgrade to have another commentator come in. The ads will work. They just wouldn't work today as that pitch goes foul to the backstop. Count remains full. We are trying to get everything going in the right direction to make this something good. And we're thinking about changing the name from the MSB. We're thinking of some names. I got a name in mind, as that's going to be another base hit for Julian Vance as the ball gets away. Flutie's going into third. So a single for Julian Vance with no outs. Gets a runner at the corners. Get runners at the corners. And now that'll bring up
Now the play for the Panthers,
number seven, Dakota Uten. Dakota Uten. And he has an opportunity with no outs to bring in a run. And number 11, Hawk stepped off the mound. He tried to throw back over. Hawks looks back over at first. keeping an eye on the runner. And that's going to be a base hit over the head of the third baseman. That will score a run, Flutie, as that is an RBI single for number 7, Dakota Uten. And Tug Valley scores their first run of the game.
Now batting for Tug Valley, number 23, Austin Smith.
So with no outs, Tug Valley has cut into the lead. They trail 2-1 with no outs with runners on the second. The tying run is at second. And that pitch hits number 23, Austin Smith, who was up the plate. So first pitch, he's hit. And bases are loaded. We might get a time called by the Westside coach to talk it over as he's starting to see things slip away. Another walk or another hit by pitch or another base hit will drive in a run. Gavin Fitzpatrick is going to come in to hit for the Tug Valley Panthers. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that is base hit. Looks like it's going to go straight to the left fielder, and in comes a runner from Tug Valley, and we are tied. Now I'll bring up number 1, Braden Dotson.
Now play for Tug Valley, number 1, Braden Dotson.
As number 19, Julian Vance comes home from third. So Tug Valley has tied the game up with only 1 out. Runners at second and first. And that pitch misses outside, ball 1. Charlie Hawks, 2 pitch. And that pitch is popped up. It's in play. And it's going to get caught by the catcher. Almost the collision there from the pitcher and the catcher, but the catcher was able to make the grab for out number 2. I would assume that might be an infield fly rule.
Number 22,
but even though it's probably popped up. No, it's out. It's my fault. Know baseball, but don't know all about baseball, really. So it's 77 pitches for Hawks. He now faces the new batter for Tug Valley. Can't see the number. And that pitch is swung on a miss by number 22 for the Panthers, Ashton Smith. And Smith fouls it back out of play. So with 2 outs, we're tied at 2 between Tug and Westside. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that pitch is fouled out of play again. Count remains 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Runners are running. And that pitch is fouled out again. Hawks, 2 pitch. And that misses. Ball 1, and both runners steal. So 2 runners are in scoring position. Count is 1-2 for the Renegades. For the Panthers. The base hit here can bring them in. Pitch is high. 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that pitch is fouled out of play again. Pitch counts up to 82. Ashton Smith is battling for the Panthers, and that pitch is swung on and hit right up the middle. That's going to score one. It might score two. It will. And Smith is heading down, and Smith is going, and he is tagged out at second. But he does the damage. He scores 2 runs. As he tried to take off to second, thought there was going to be a throw at the plate, and he kind of ran past his stop sign, and he went straight to second. It was tagged out. But Tug Valley scores 4 runs in that inning. We're going into the top of the 5th. Tug Valley takes the lead 4-2 over Westside. We'll be right back as you're watching the consolation game here in the Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic. All right, we're back in the top of the 5th.
Number
Now batting for the
15,
Westside
Alex
Renegades
Bronte.
is number 15, Alex Brunty. On the mound, new pitcher for the Tug Valley Panthers is number 44, Zach Hall, and that pitch misses. Ball 1. Hall to pitch, and that pitch is way outside. Ball 2. 2-0 count for Alex Brunty. Hall to pitch, and it is inside high. Ball 3. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and that's in there. Strike 1. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and that misses outside. Ball 4. So Westside will have a runner on from a walk from Zach Hall, and that's going to bring up for the Renegades number 7, Caden Vance.
Now to bat for Westside, number 7, Caden Vance.
Hall throws back over to first, and Flutie didn't even get a chance to tag as Brunty's in there safe. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and that pitch is outside, ball one. Hall 2 pitch, and that pitch is in there, strike one. A 1-1 count for Caden Vance. Next game up will be Sherman versus Mann in the championship game of the Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic. Here comes the pitch. And that pitch is going to hit into the gap. Oh, it's going to get over the right fielder's head. Fitzpatrick throwing it in. Brunty heading around third. He holds up at third. And that will be a standing double for Caden Vance. Hits it right over Gavin Fitzpatrick's head.
Coming to the plate for Westside,
And
number
Westside has
54,
two
Zach
runners in scoring
Short.
position with no outs. And Zach Short will be up to try to bring in the two runs to tie this game. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and it gets away. Good catch by Gilman, or Vance, excuse me, as that pitch is wild for a ball one. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and it misses, ball two. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and Short foul tips it out of play for strike one. Again, the Wooden Bat Classic, people are so used to the metal bats. They're not used to the wood, as this is a unique tournament, but they sign up to play. And you know what? Feels good for know what the pros are going through and what they have to uh, feel every time they're up. But then again, those are pro athletes. These are still young high school kids, young teenagers. As majority of this team, these players wouldn't even be eligible for the draft, but yet it's good to see the wooden bats come out as that pitch was swung on high by Jordan. He couldn't believe when he swung at that. He wish he could take that back. The count goes full for Zach Short. Here comes the pitch, and that is going to get hit into the gap. That will score a run. That's going all the way to the warning track. That's going to score two. Short is heading into second, and he is in there with a 2 RBI double, and we have a tie ball game. Zach Short with a full count, base clearing double, and we have a tie ball game with no outs, and it might be curtain call for Zach Hall.
Coming to the plate for Westside, number
But we'll
1,
see what Tug
Jordan
Valley
Ellsworth.
does. Maybe they'll keep him in. They're just going to try to calm him down, talk it over with him, and see what they can do. But while they talk it over, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back. All right, we're back after that mound visit from Tugs Valley's coach, and that'll bring up number one or number one for the Westside Renegades. I don't have his number, and we're going to get a courtesy runner. Number 10 for the Renegades is coming in. So whoever number one is, I'd look to try to get your name on the roster and get you get you the look. But whoever this is, I don't have the name. Again, late writing down the names, everything changes. I didn't get a chance to look at the rosters. And that pitch is in there for strike one. And we finally got a name for Westside. Number one, Jordan Ellswick. As he takes that pitch for strike two. Hall throws back to second. And number 10 for the Renegades is in there safe as a courtesy runner. Here comes the pitch from Hall. And that misses. Ball one. Here comes the pitch from Hall. It misses outside. Ball two. And right now the clouds are starting to cover the skies here at Man. Here comes the pitch. And that is in there. Strike three for out number one. And now batting for the Renegades is number 11, Charlie Hawks.
After that for Westside, number 11, Charlie Hawks.
And that pitch misses for ball one. All right, guys, I gotta. Sorry about that. We're back. I'm gonna step aside real quick. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back after that break. Nate duty calls, and I had to guess what they call serve my country, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we're back, and that pitch goes down for strike three. And we got a pinch hitter
For West
for
Side,
Westside,
number 6, James Painter.
number six, James Painter. And that pitch misses for ball one. As if you want to know what happened, I guess hit to center field. The guy missed it, and they score a run. As that ball is hit over the shortstop's head, that's going to score another run for Westside. So with two outs, Westside scores four runs in this inning. They lead it 6-4 over the Panthers. As batting now for the Renegades is number 35, Chandler Klein.
For West Side, number 35, Chandler Klein.
Zach Hall got himself into a jam. Gave up four runs in this inning. Hall to pitch, and Klein fouls it back for strike one. Hall to pitch, and that pitch is wild and misses. Count goes 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and it misses outside. 2-1 for the for Klein. Here comes the pitch from Hall, and it misses. Ball three. Sun is starting to shine through the clouds. And it is a 3-1 count for Klein. Here comes the pitch, and that's high. Ball four. So Westside has a runner on first and second. And back up the bat for the Renegades is number 22,
Renegades, number
Kevin Mitchell.
22, Kevin Mitchell.
So the ump is going to talk it over with the coach of the Renegades. And they're going to get a courtesy runner in for Westside as number two, Hayden Miller. He comes in to run for the guy that DH or pinch hit for him, Painter. Mitchell standing in the batter's box takes the pitch. High, ball one. Here comes the pitch. And that misses high again. Outside, ball two. Comes the pitch from Hall, and it gets away. Outside, ball three. Here comes the pitch. And that is high upstairs, ball four. And bases are loaded for the Renegades.
Coming to the plate for Westside, number 15, Alex Brunty.
And stepping up to the plate for the Renegades is number 15, Alex Brunty. And looks like we're going to get a pitching change. Zach Hall has not got out of this inning. He's pitched 36 pitches. And we're going to get a new pitcher, it looks like. It's going to be number 25, Elijah Flutie. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And while they talk it over and the Flutie gets ready, we're going to step aside and be right back as you're watching the first annual Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic live on YouTube, sponsored by Miller Sports Broadcasting Channel's Ace of Fades down in Logan, West Virginia, near Parkway. If you're looking for a good haircut, call Tyler, see Tyler Lowe or Levi Davis on Facebook for the hours and for the phone number. All right, we're back after that warm up. Elijah Flutie is now on the mound for the Panthers. And Connor Lackey moves over to first to take his place. Flutie, the left-hander, to pitch. And that misses. Ball one. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And that pitch hits him. And that will score a run for Westside. And now the score goes to 7-4.
Now to play the Westside, number
And now
7,
batting for the
Caden
rest of
Vance.
Renegades is number 7, Caden Vance. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And it's in there, strike one. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. Swung on a miss. Strike two from Caden Vance. Here comes the pitch from Vance. And it misses. Ball one. After this game, we have the championship game of the Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic between Sherman and Mann. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And that is in there. Strike three. So the damage is over. Tug Valley stops the bleeding as they gave up 5 runs in that inning. We're going into the bottom of the fifth. Tug Valley trails 7-4. We'll be right back as you're watching the Guyandotte Classic Consolation Game live on YouTube. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the fifth. Zachary Hall coming up to bat for the Panthers. As Hawks to pitch. Misses. Ball one. Hawks with a 1-0 pitch. And it's in there. Strike one. Hawks with a 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss by Hall. For strike two. A 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Hawks. And that hits right up the middle. Slow roller. Hall's trying to beat it out, and he does. As it was bobbled by the 15. I think he would have beat out the throw anyway. So that'll go down as a
Coming to the
base
plate
hit
for the Tug Valley
for Zach
Panthers,
Hall.
number 9, Connor Lackey.
Now back up to the plate for the Panthers is number 9, Connor Lackey. Hawks throws over to first. Hall's back in there safe. Here comes the pitch from Hawks, and that's going to be a shot up, and they throw over to first in time for out number 1. But the runner advances to second, and that's Hall. Now returning to the plate for the Panthers is number 25, Elijah Flutie.
Now the play for the Panthers, number 25, Elijah Flutie.
Here comes the pitch from Charlie Hawks as Flutie hits that one into right field. That's going to be a base hit as Hall, he holds up at third. So a single from Elijah Flutie moves over Zachary Hall, and Tug Valley's got runners at the corners, and we're going to get a mound visit from the Westside coach with one out. He might be pulling Charlie Hawks off the mound, and he is, and he's going to turn to looks like number 7, Caden Vance, is going to come in for the Renegades to pitch and to relieve Hawks, and it is. So that is it for Charlie Hawks on the night. He pitched 87 total pitches against the Panthers. So while Caden Vance warms up, we're going to step aside and be right back. All right, we're back after that pitching change. Elijah Flutie was on the first base, and now we're going to get a courtesy runner. Number 13 for the Panthers is going to come in to run. As now at the plate for the Panthers will be number 19, Julian Vance. And number 13 is going to run, and they got him out. But a run. Oh, man. Westside wanted the tag at home. They get the out at second, but they don't get the out at the plate. And Tug Valley gets a run back as they got number 13 and a tag down at second, and then Hall scores from third. And that's going to be a base hit by Julian Vance right past Charlie Hawks, and that will be a base hit for the Renegades as we had a new pitcher come in. And we're going to get a time as the out left fielder is Kevin Mitchell is going. He had to tie his shoes. So now back up to bat for the Panthers is number 7, Dakota Ooten. And he pops it up, and it looks like it's going to get caught by the third baseman, Hawks, and it will be caught for out number 3. But Tug Valley gets a run back as they trail 7-5 going into the top of the 6th. We'll be right back as you're watching the consolation game of the Guyandotte Classic here on YouTube. All right, we're back. As leading off this inning for the Renegades is number 24, Zach Short, as that pitch was missed for ball one. No, actually, they're getting their pitches in. They're throwing down. We have one more game after this contest between the Panthers and the Renegades.
At the plate for Westside, number 24, Zach Short.
So Zach Short's at the plate, and here comes the pitch from Flutie, and swung on and missed, strike one. And again, guys, thank you for tuning in and watching the Guyandotte Classic, home of the Man High Hillbillies, as they're trying to look to win the first annual classic here at Manatee Carter Field, as that pitch was missed for ball one. Flutie, the left-handed pitcher, on the mound. Here comes the pitch, and it's just outside of the zone. Ball two. Next up, we have Mann versus Sherman. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and swung on a miss. Strike two for Short. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that pitch is way out of the zone for ball three, full count for Zach Short. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and Short hits it foul. Count remains full, 3-2. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. Swung on a miss for Zach Short, strike three. And now that will bring up for the Renegades number 20. Can't see the number. Number
Now the plate for
23,
Westside, number
Aiden
23,
Morgan.
Aiden Morgan.
Aiden Morgan batting for the Renegades. As here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses. Ball one. As Flutie stands in at 13 pitches for the Panthers. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that pitch is swung on and missed by Morgan. Strike one. A 1-1 count. The lights are starting to come on here at Mann, as the Guyandotte Classic consolation game is winding down here in the top of the sixth. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and it is in there. Strike two. The 1-2 count for Aiden Morgan with one out. And right now, the Chapmanville Tigers are playing in the state championship against Charleston Catholic. We'll give you a score update when we get there. As here comes the pitch from Flutie, and it misses. Ball two. As we got a score update, Chapmanville leads 30-22 at the half against the Charleston Catholic Irish. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And it's in there. Strike three. And now stepping up to bat for
Number
Westside,
11,
number 11,
Charlie Hawks.
Charlie Hawks. Chapmanville leads 30 to 22 at the half over Charleston Catholic. Can they bring home their third state championship? Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses ball one. Flutie to pitch, and that's in there. Strike one. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses outside. Ball two. 2-1 count for Charlie Hawks of the Renegades. Can he bring in a run and try to add on? Can he get a hit and keep this inning going? Or if not, we'll go into the bottom of the sixth. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses. Ball three. Flutie came into relief for Zach Hall, who threw 38 pitches in one inning. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that is in there. Strike two. 3-2 count for Flutie. Flutie to pitch, and it misses. Ball four. And that will put a runner on first. Charlie Hawks at first. And now coming in to bat for the Renegades
Coming to
will
play for the
be number
Renegades, number 21,
21, Sawyer
Sawyer
Kinney. Flutie looking over at first. Here comes the pitch. Runner's taken off. And the throw is way off target. And that pitch was in there for a strike. And a runner has now advanced to second. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. No, he doesn't pitch. He actually gives the runner a little tease to get back on the bag. As Tug Valley's one out away from sending this into the bottom of the sixth. Flutie looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And that is low and outside. Ball one. Again, we got the championship game coming up after between Sherman and Man. As this has been a successful Guyandotte Classic, sponsored by the Ace of Fades. Here comes the pitch. And that is in there, strike two. Sorry about that, I had to cough. Uh, 1-2 count for Keeney. Flutie looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And that is high upstairs for ball two. Count runs even. And again, you'll be hearing mostly Bill Lusk on the call when we turn to the radio. We're going to try our best to bring you a live feed of all the county baseball teams. We don't know if we will or not, as that pitch is low and away for ball three. Doug Valley's got a runner in scoring. Westside's got a runner in scoring position, and a base hit here could bring him in. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that is high upstairs, ball four. And Keeney will take his base. As now batting for the Renegades will be number 2,
Now batting for
Hayden
the
Miller.
Renegades, number 2, Hayden Miller.
Flutie looks back over at first. Here comes the pitch, and that is in there, strike one. Look a little low, but they called strike. Saturday evening day here in Man, in William Tootie Carter Field. Clouds are covering the skies. Action is all around the county for Chapmanville and Man. Here comes the pitch, and that is in there, strike two. As Fitzpatrick is the catcher for the Panthers, and he gets it, he loses it from his grip. Here comes the pitch, and that is low and away, ball one. Flutie looking over at first and second. Gets his signs from Fitzpatrick. Runner's going. As outside ball two as the runner takes off from second to third. So we got runners at the corners with an even count for Hayden Miller. And after this game, you'll have Man and Sherman. Looking Westside with 2 outs, put up another run to get basically some insurance in this inning, heading into the bottom half of the inning. Flutie looks over first. He's going to pitch. Swung on and missed. And the ball is dropping. He completes the tag out to complete the strikeout. So that'll be out number 3 as we're going into the bottom of the 6th. Tug Valley trails 7-5 to Westside. We'll be right back as you're watching the Guyandotte Classic live on YouTube. As we're back, as that pitch goes for outside. No, inside, excuse me, strike one. As Caden Vance is on the mound, he is facing number 13 for the Panthers. No, excuse me, 23 for the Panthers. As Austin Smith, and that pitch misses for ball one. Caden Vance to pitch, and Smith fouls that one out of play. Count goes 1-2. Tug Valley, they dug themselves an early hole, trailing 2-0. Then they came back and put up 4 runs in the fifth inning. And that pitch is high for ball two. I didn't get the exact stats of when they scored, but Tug Valley put up 4 runs in the inning, and then Westside opened it up and put up 5 runs to lead it 7-4, and Tug Valley got a run back. As here comes the pitch from Vance, and Smith swung on a miss. Strike three as the ball was dropped, and now they complete the strikeout, and that'll be out number one. Batting for the Panthers will be number 4, Gavin Fitzpatrick.
Now to play for the Panthers, number 4, Gavin Fitzpatrick.
Here comes the pitch from Klein as Fitzpatrick fouls it back off for a strike one. Here comes the pitch. And that pitch is in there. Strike two. 0-2 count for Fitzpatrick. Here comes the pitch. And it's outside, ball one. Score update from what I've heard. Chapmanville leads 34-29 in the third quarter over Charleston Catholic in the Class AA state championship in basketball. As that pitch is high, ball two. We'll give you more updates around whenever we get to it. Here comes the pitch from Vance. And that is inside, ball three. Full count now for Gavin Fitzpatrick. Here comes the pitch from Vance, and that is ball four. Fitzpatrick will take his base. And now coming up the bat for the Panthers will be number 24, Gage Witt.
Now to play for the Panthers, number 24, Gage Witt.
Here comes the pitch, and that is outside, ball one. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Vance to pitch. That's high. Ball two. 2-1 count. Tug Valley's got one out in this inning, but can they get the tying run on base? And that pitch is in there. Strike two. Counts even. Tug Valley's got a runner on first after a walk to Fitzpatrick. And Witt is going to try to move him over as here comes the pitch. And Witt foul tips it back behind the press box. Count remains even at 2. And it looks like Fitzpatrick it's like he wants to take off, but he's a little hesitant on doing it. Here comes the pitch. And that's hit slower past the pitcher. Witt going to go over to first, and he is out. And he lost his shoe in the process.
Now playing for the Panthers, number 22, Ashton Smith.
Now they'll bring up number 22, Ashton Smith, for the Panthers. Here comes the pitch from Vance, and Smith pops it up out of play into the Little League field. We got another score update. 42-35 heading into the fourth and final quarter. Chattanville leads Charleston Catholic. There, that pitch is swung on and missed by Smith for strike two. Here comes the pitch, and swung on a miss, strike three, and that will retire the side as we're going into the top of the seventh. Westside leads 7-5 over Tug Valley. We'll be right back after this break as you're watching the Guyandotte Classic live on YouTube. All right, we're back. Here in the top of the seventh, Chandler Klein leads off this inning for the Renegades. As here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses high, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that is popped up. And it looks like it's caught by Lackey, and it will be for out number one. And now returning to the plate for the Renegades is number 22, Kevin Mitchell. Here comes the pitch from Flutie, and that misses. Ball one. Gets away from the
Playing for the
catcher.
Renegades, number 22, Kevin Mitchell.
This is the seventh and final inning, unless Westside can tack on about 8 more runs. And that pitch is in there for strike one. Or this game will be over if Tug Valley doesn't catch up to 7. 7-5 lead. Renegades over the Panthers. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And it gets away from the catcher for ball two. A 2-1 count for Kevin Mitchell. Here comes the pitch. And that is outside. Ball three. 3-1 count. Flutie gets his signs from Fitzpatrick. Here comes the pitch. And that is low. Ball four. And Westside will have a runner on with one out as Alex Brunty is coming back to the plate for the Westside High School Renegades. Flutie looks back over at first. Here comes the pitch. Runner's taking off as Mitchell. They're going to throw down to second, and it gets away from the throw, and it's way off target as Mitchell steals second. So Flutie facing 41 pitches right now. Here comes the pitch, and it gets away, and they're going to throw, and he is safe. Mitchell stole second to third off a wild pitch, and he's in there safe. So a runner is 90 feet away from the plate for the Renegades as the count goes 2-0. Here comes the pitch from Flutie. And that is missed outside. Ball 3. 3-0 count for Brunty. Here comes the pitch. And that is in there. Strike 1. Flutie to pitch. And that is high. Ball 4. Runners are at the corners. And they're going to actually.
Number 7, Caden Vance.
And they're going to try to run him. And they got him. They got the leading runner, Kevin Mitchell, at. They got the leading runner at third. And that is out number 2. Sorry, I had to look down at my phone. I was getting a phone call. So they successfully steal second. And Brunty steals second successfully. And Kevin Mitchell got caught in a rundown, and he was tagged out at third. And we're going to get a time on the play, and we get a new pitcher, Gage Witt. And we get a score update. Chapmanville leads 47-38 over Charleston Catholic in the fourth quarter. And if Chapmanville can hang on, Chapmanville is going to walk away with their third state championship, as Gage Witt is going to warm up. I will step aside and be right back. All right, we're back as Gage Witt pitches, and it is in there for a strike. And they try to throw down to third, but Brunty steals third successfully. Here comes the pitch from Witt, and it gets away for ball 1. Witt's going to come in. He's going to be the fourth pitcher coming in for the Panthers to try to finish this game. Witt to pitch. And that's it in there. Strike two. One more strike. And Tug Valley gets out of the top half of the seventh, going into the bottom. Only trailing two. With two pitch. And that's it right back up the middle. And that is going to score a run for Westside. As Caden Vance was the batter, and he gets a RBI single. And that will add on to the
Now playing for
lead.
the Renegades, number 24, Zach Short.
And I'll bring up number 24, Zach Short, for the Westside Renegades. With two pitch. Runners taking off for for Westside, and Vance is in there safe at second as that pitch was away, ball one. So our next contest will be the Sherman Tide and the Man Hillbillies. Here comes the pitch from Witt, and it misses. Outside, ball two. Here comes the pitch from Witt. That's in there. Strike one. Here comes the pitch from Witt, and Short fouls it back out of play. 2-2 count for Short. Here comes the pitch from Witt, and foul tip back into the uh, backstop. Luckily, there's a fence there. So the count goes, still remains even, 2-2. Witt is sitting at 9 pitches in this inning. They're relieving Elijah Flutie, who is back over at first. Witt, two pitch. And that is hit to center field. It looks like it's going to get camped under and caught, and it will for the third and final out. And we're going to go into the bottom of the seventh. Tug Valley needs 3 runs to tie, 4 to win the game. But we'll step aside as you're watching the consolation game here in the Guyandotte Classic. We'll be right back. right, we're back here in the bottom of the seventh. Hunter Newsom is at the plate for the Panthers, and he takes that first pitch for called strike one. Vance, two pitch, and it's in there again, strike two. Looks like Hunter Newsom's not swinging. He's trying to wait for his pitch that he loves, and here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike three for Hunter Newsom. And that is out number one. And now stepping back into the batter's box.
Valley, number 9.
Batting again
Connor
for Tug
Lackey.
Valley, number 9. Connor Lackey. Here comes the pitch from Caden Vance. And that misses outside, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Vance. And that pitch is foul tipped to the backstop. We're called strike one, 1-1 count with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Can Lackey keep the inning going? Here comes the pitch as Lackey hits it to center field. And that is going to get tracked down by the center fielder. He makes the grab. What a grab. And now coming up to bat for the Panthers is number 5, Elijah Flutie. Here comes the pitch for Vance. And that pitch missed outside.
Number 25, Elijah Flutie. Here
comes the pitch from Vance. And it's missed outside, ball two. One more out, and Westside will come away with a third place victory. And that pitch is inside. That got the edge of the strike zone for strike one. Here comes the pitch, and that is inside. Flutie had to duck away, move out of the way for ball three. Here comes the pitch from Vance, and that is way outside. Ball four, and Tug Valley will have a runner on first with 2 outs. And now batting for the Panthers, number 19, Julian Vance. And if I was Westside, I would intentionally walk Julian Vance, as he's had 2 hits in this game for the Panthers. And for the Renegades, if I had to pick a player of the game, it looks like the player of the game for me for the Renegades is going to be, it's either 2 players I can't really pick. It's going to be hard. It's either Kevin Mitchell or Alex Brunty or Caden Vance. So here comes the pitch from Caden Vance, scooped up by the third baseman, throws over to second, and in time for out number 3, and that is your ball game. The Westside Renegades wins the third place consolation game over the Tug Valley Panthers in the Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic by a final score of 8-5. And up next, we will have the championship game of the Guyandotte Wooden Bat Classic between the home team Man Hillbillies and the Sherman Tide. So, guys, thank you for watching the third place game. We'll be back for the championship game. I'm Daniel Miller signing off. I'll see you.